Looks like everything's good on my end. Looks like our is good, and we're live. Hello, hello. Hi, Bake. Hi, Math. Hope everybody is doing well today. Hi, Penguin. Got the mod squad up in here. The Discord, San Diego YouTube mod squad. Guys have a lot of titles. Yeah, I hope everyone is doing okay today, though. Fun fact, right now it is snowing outside for me. We were just talking about snow earlier, Penguin, and now it's snowing. I just told you we had the rare storm, and now it has decided to snow again today. I was not expecting it. So that's cool. Good evening from Germany. Good evening to you. What up, Alex? Hey, Thor, thank you for the 48 months.
Has become a member. Oh, it's done. The purple logo. 48 months. 4 fucking years. It's here. It's been completed.
Thank you for the 4 years of support, Thor. That's crazy. 48 months. Damn. It's sunny, but 7 inches of snow outside. Oof. So I think about winter in Cali is it gets uncomfortably cold, but not enough to at least see some nice snow. It's just misery. Yeah, that's the worst kind of in between. Although, to be fair, having snow consistently kind of sucks too. I don't mind some snow in moderation. Like, a couple of nice snowfalls a year is great, but it's kind of a pain when it happens a lot. I've had some mild winters lately. We're kind of overdue for a bad one here in Connecticut. Yes, Thor, finally. The wait is over. 4 years of being a member. You know the drill, though. We're just going to hang out for a couple of minutes, wait for people to join the stream, give you a little context behind this game as the self-proclaimed armchair analyst owl historian guy, and then we'll dive right into it. It's not a super long game. It's like 4 maps, if I remember correctly. It's like 1 draw and then just 3 map wins. It's not too long, but there's a lot of there is a lot of pride on the line in this game. It's very meaningful for New York in particular. I mean, technically Boston too, but it meant a lot to New York. Love your content. Please keep doing it. As cool as always. I appreciate it, Tom. I appreciate it a lot. I'll continue to do my thing as best as I can. And yeah, I can't make stuff as frequently as I once did, but, you know, still trying to get some stuff out every week. Super is a better ride, in my opinion. At the time, we didn't know, but this is where Boston peaked until 2023. Isn't that crazy to think about? Boston had such a good start, and then they ended up being so irrelevant for the next, what, 4 seasons? 19, 20, 21, and 22. Yeah, like 4 seasons all in a row, just not good. Nah, Maddie, you're allowed to. I'll make a special exception for you. Make just called 19 Celsius cold. Feel San Diego, man. What's 19 Celsius in Fahrenheit? Sorry, American. 66 Fahrenheit is your idea of cold? That's wild. Then again, you live in California, so the standards are different, but still. I have family that lives in Cali. They live at like more of like a colder place. You can get into like the 50s Fahrenheit, I think. 40s even. A lot of rain. Hey, Dragon, the world's freezing over and only called 17 Cup. You wonder, yes, I've been in the snow and yes, I survived. Well, congratulations, babe. Congratulations. What's the temp near you? Well, let me look at my phone real quick. It's snowing right now. It's kind of cold. Let's see. Well, not freezing cold, but, you know, it's like, it's below freezing. It's what? It's 28 Fahrenheit, which is like -2 C, I think. Yeah, that's the conversion. Snowing in Connecticut. We just had snow earlier this week. Now we're having it again. The third snowfall. The third major one, I should say. -30 in February / March. Good luck, Penguin. Sheesh. -22 in Sweden. Yeah, there's still a little bit of snow going on outside. It was a bit crazier earlier. Hasn't snowed properly in my part of the UK for like 2 years. Yeah, don't you guys just get a lot of rain, if anything? Well, I guess it depends on where you live over there, but I know rain is like the popular thing there. You guys just do not understand the otherworldly vibes of a chill summer afternoon in coastal California. Yeah. But I do understand the vibes of the Philippines, where it feels like summer every day of their existence, and it's not fun. I am such pale skin. I am not meant for that kind of sun, I must say. I'll just give it like another minute or two, and then we'll get started. Am I going to make a video laughing at the Cowboys? I could. That is possible. Although it's kind of old. Like, it happens every year. I'd much rather laugh at the Eagles, to be honest with you. Because what happened to them is hilarious. Did Boston have any chances for the championship in 2018? Well, up until this point, stage 3, it felt like they had a big chance to. After that, not so much. Stage 4, they kind of fell off, and people wrote them off a bit. I mean, they still did finish top 3 in the OWL standings, which is pretty good. I mean, they finished like 1 win behind Valiant for 3rd. And I mean, technically, they even pushed Philly in the playoffs to a map 3, or not a map 3, a game 3, because they did a best of 3 series back then, which I'm mad they got rid of, by the way. That was such a cool system they had. I don't know why they decided to get rid of that. I loved that. I loved having the best of 3 series. As someone who doesn't know jack about football, who should I root for to make it to the Super Bowl? The Buffalo Bills. Yo, Maddie, thank you for the 14 months.
Fatty Matty has become a member. I'd say neck and neck with Thor, minuscule difference.
Clearly, minuscule difference. True. Okay. I think we could probably get started now. Yeah, the Lions would be a fun team to see one as well. Yeah, there you go, Big. And Penguin as well with the 16 months. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Penguinitis has become a member. I'm a little closer to Thor.
Just a little bit. Hey, Brandon, what's going on? Reminds me of how we were going to do the finals. We were watching one match per stream or the entire thing. We'll see, Math. Probably all of it at once. I mean, the finals is only 2 games, technically. Please don't remind me as an NYXL fan. I should know this, but we weren't too bad in this, right? Yeah. That, I would say quite the opposite. You're very, very solid. Okay, but anyway. So, if you need a... Is ATP the owl guy of the Giants? Anyway, so for context, the prelude for this, whether you watch this game or not, whether you need a refresher or it's your first time watching it. So we are at past the halfway mark of the inaugural season, right? We are entering the end of Stage 3. This is the tournament of Stage 3, the Stage 3 Championship, Stage 3 Playoffs, whatever you want to call it. Between 4 teams, Valiant Gladiators, NYXL.
Closer than Penguinel.
Thank you for the Twitch sub, Math. Both LA teams, NYXL and Boston. Boston and New York dispatched Gladiators and Valiant very easily. We all knew this was going to be the Stage 3 finals. It's what everybody was waiting for. Boston Uprising managed to have the perfect stage. Well, not a golden stage, but an undefeated stage of 10-0. The only team to ever do that. New York got close like 3 different times, but could never get it done. Went 9-1 a couple times. Boston, though, they pull it off. They go 10-0. They're on a massive win streak at this point. They haven't lost since, like, Stage 2 at this point, like Week 4, Stage 2. They're on a giant winning streak. They've won, like, 15 games in a row or something like that at this point. They're looking pretty crazy. Now, mind you, a lot of these games are not very easy for them. In fact, a bunch of them went down to the wire. They played in a crap ton of map 5s. It was absolutely insane. Like, the run this Boston team went on was not dominant, but it was insanely clutch. Behind the heroics of Striker, who might have been the best tracer in the game at the time in some people's eyes, plus Gamsu and Neko in that dive setup. It was absolutely insane. Hey, yo, Thor, thank you for the 5. Remind me where to donate to get the most wins instead of orgs taking a cut. The best way is through the Streamlabs link, Thor. I have it in the description. I appreciate the dono, though. But yeah, Boston were like ripping off a bunch of close games all in a row, right? It's like absolutely insane. They are clutching out of their minds. It got to the point where they were even beating like the powerhouses of the league. They actually beat New York prior to this matchup. So a lot of people didn't exactly know what to think. Boston were technically on top of the food chain when it came to like power rankings because they beat New York on this huge win streak. And they're looking to pull it off and have the first ever undefeated stage. But New York would have something to say about it. They didn't finish that far behind. They went 9-1. Their only blemish in the Stage 3 qualifiers being against the Boston Uprising. And they took that loss personally. Anyone know that Michael Jordan meme from the Last Dance? But yeah, they took that one personally. They were pissed off after losing that match. Like, because they knew for a fact they were the better team. So losing that one really hurt their pride, and they wanted to beat them up. Like, this game meant everything. I believe after, I think it was Sabio being like Joanek or something like that, they said this is probably like the peak of NYXL for them. This was the most meaningful game of their entire season, aside from like the playoffs.
Remind me where to donate to get the most of it to you instead of orgs taking a cut.
Thank you again, though, Thor. Oh yeah, that's another thing to mention. I forgot. You just reminded me, Penguin. Nice, Maddie. That reminds me, speaking of mistakes in Boston Uprising, at the time, yo, what's up, VJ Gunn? Your videos are sick, by the way. Keep up the good work. What was I gonna say? I lost track. So Dream Casper, if you know about him, I mean, the drama happened with him, like after the first week of Stage 3, I think. He'd actually been playing very, very well. I mean, he was, you know, very, very creepy. You know, we don't endorse what he did. What's that now? Hey, Thor, thank you for the 2222.
Streamlabs it is. Enjoy.
Thank you, Thor. I appreciate it, man. It's very generous of you. You're the GOAT. But yeah, so that thing happened with Casper, right? He ends up getting dropped out of the league. He's a weirdo, never to be coming back. And then Mistakes ends up having to fill out the role of being a DPS player for Boston. And in spite of going down of their flex DPS player, they continue to win games anyway with him in there, which is pretty crazy. Like, especially knowing that he was actually initially a Tracer player, but because Striker's a Tracer and they need a guy to pick up flex DPS, he was kind of thrown into that role. And while he wasn't great, he helped get the job done enough, right? So yeah, that's where we're at. Boston, massive winning streak, clutching out of their minds against New York, who were absolutely positively the best team in the league, the most loaded team at the time. And they're playing an angry New York team who want to get revenge desperately. So we're going to get into this one. It's a really fun matchup. There's a lot of debates going on during this time, who's the better team. And there's debates about who's like the best Tracer player in the world as well, hence my title. Like, everyone was saying who's better. Is it, say, Byobi or is it Striker? Those were the two most popular Tracer players in Stage 3, and there was a big debate for both of them. You know, you could make a good case for each of them. Striker as the carry, SBB for being really clutch, and this is when we were able to decide this conversation once and for all. So let's get into it. The Stage 3 Finals.
New York starting lineup. Up first on attack, Byobi.
There he is. This man was out for blood in this game. World Cup is what got me into Pro Owl, but Stage 3 Boston's what made me stay. Nice, Penguin.
On main tank, Mono.
Mono, our boy. Not Janice.
On off tank, Meko.
This New York team was sick, man. They went to every stage final, but then flopped in playoffs.
Also on support, Arc. Last
And
but not
Pine.
least, Big Boss Pine.
It's been a while since I've watched this game. I forget if Animo gets subbed in at all. But yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing I didn't get to mention. Pine came back in Stage 3 after taking a stage off. In Stage 2, he took a break for mental reasons. So this was like his big grand return. He wasn't a part of the Stage 2 championship team, so pretty big game for him. Poor Mistakes. Mistakes has to play Pine in a Widow battle. Pray for your boy.
They have been red hot. And also, they're the first team ever to have a perfect.
That is not a debate at all, Maddie. Yeah, that's not even a question.
And welcoming to the stage, the
Boston Uprising. Malik looking swagged out, by the way, with that suit. Malik was sick. I miss this production quality. I say it all the time, but Season 1's production quality was chef's kiss. Like these hype videos, so much better than the stuff we had this season. Leagues above it. Boston were 10-0 there, well 11-0 if you count the Gladiators game, beating everybody. I miss when the league had money, yeah. It was fun until the money ran out. Kelix, there's your favorite penguin. Yo, Dabingo, what's going on? Neko. Neko was actually so good in Season 1. Like, arguably top 5 flex support in OWL back then. Striker, there he is. Gamsu, one of my all-time favorites. Mistakes. Stanislav.
Give it up for your Boston Uprising.
Never forget Avast was on this team. Feel strong, man. Never played a single game outside of the preseason.
You're good to go. You're good to go. The players, they are ready. Blizzard Arena, are you ready?
Hell yeah, I'm ready.
Hope you're ready at home. is getting ready to get crazy in here. It is time for our Stage 3 Finals. $125,000 up for grabs. Make some noise. One more
Where's
time.
my goat,
Let's
Snow?
get
He's
into the
watching
matches
from
with
the
our
bench.
characters, Similar and Hex.
Oh, Semler. Ew, advertisement. What? Yeah, I apologize. I had to turn off my ad blocker because my YouTube has been like dying lately when I use ad blocker. Like it's like it doesn't even function.
Boston Uprising going up against the reigning champs. You couldn't ask for a better finals.
These two regions, as far as sports-wise, have a long rivalry. You got Red Sox, Yankees, Giants, Patriots, and NYX.
I mean, New York versus Boston wasn't much of a city rivalry in OWL outside of this year. Pretty non-existent outside of Season 1.
Goosebumps. This is, we're dressed for the occasion. This is
The
what we're
biggest
working
OWL
for.
one-hit
The crowd
wonder?
is so high
Probably
voltage
Pine.
here in the Burbank Arena.
I think Pine or like
I love it.
Bumper,
All the
pretty
signs of
major
love.
ones in terms of like popularity.
It's been great. Now, to get into the guts of the match, I tell Sideshow all the time, you're the smartest guy I know, because I always agree with you. I always agree with you 100% of the time. I think the first two matches...
That's something I don't think I've ever heard.
Volskaya,
Always agree with Sideshow. You feeling okay, Hex? Also, Hex without facial hair bothers me. I'm so used to him with the beard, man. Baby-faced Hex.
These have been the best two teams in the league overall, then the stage, and I think a lot of it will come down to the Widow battle.
I also really miss Hex.
He was the big question earlier today. If Mistakes had a bad game against the Gladiators, they could have got crushed.
Route 66 to start us off. Oh, this was back when map picks weren't a thing for stage playoffs. We have a set order.
People had been trying to convince me all day, like the Gladiators.
And back then, you could see what the order was before the game even happened. That was like a critical part of analysis back then. You could like decide which maps favored which teams before we even got into the game. Yeah, Luck's crazy. Where did Hex go? OWL just didn't bring him back. He actually was doing World Cup this year. He did some World Cup stuff during the qualifiers. I think he did the EU qualifiers. Him and ZP. I loved those guys. That was one of the first ever commentating duos I listened to. 2017 World Cup, I listened to those guys.
That's why every map is so critical here. Now on this map, the records coming into it.
It's a glitch with Ad Block Plus. I switched to U-Block Origin and it's fine. I'm gonna have to remember that, Dragon. I'm gonna write that down on a notepad or something real quick. U-Block Origin. I'm gonna download that after stream. Thank you, Dragon. Hex and ZP are underrated. Now, my boy Mistakes is in for the fight of his life. Pine, taking on Pine in a Widow battle.
Quick change here and as well, because Mono looks like he's going to be staying on the Orisa. So we're already getting a little variety.
We're talking Strikey Tracer. There's multiple. Also, yeah, you could see that New York are breaking out Orisa Hog on attack. This was like a New York Excelsior Route 66 strat. Not a lot of teams ran this. I think Boston might on their attack as well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Mistakes had some big shoes to fill, you know? Switching to Flex DPS because the team needed one. When he was a Tracer guy back then. Jonak casually kills Gamsu. Typically in this stage we saw a lot of Tracer Widowmaker. This was like the peak of Tracer Widow popularity. Tracer Widow dive was so big. Maybe like a bit less of the Genji and a bit more of that Tracer Widow. This is when you needed to have a good Widow player. In stage 3 and like stage 4, desperately needed a good Widow. This is when Widow play really started to elevate. Kind of the predecessor for what we'd see in the future. I believe Effect for his one season was an effective carry on Tracer. Yeah, he was really, really good. Effect was great, but he played on Dallas, so, you know.
Right now he's going to have Infrasight as well, should he so need it. They're still just putting progress on the card. Yeah, Boston
Oh,
yet to dive
good
on it.
pull.
There's a nice kill.
Overextension by Pine there.
See if they can get a shield in front of him and maybe try to
Classic Orisa pull. Gotta hate it. Who played while Pine was on break? Libero. It was Libero, Sabiobi full time.
Not gonna find the stick, Sabiobi. He will get punished by Gamsu.
A rare miss on that pulse bomb. He is
A mistakes kill, Pog. Let's go, mistakes.
on the other side, Striker farms up tanks and gets bombs of his own. Echo reminds people that there are two.
Yeah, this was a really good Boston comp.
against Jonak.
I mean, outside of like having mistakes play Widow, I guess, which isn't ideal.
Finally chose to engage.
Yeah, taking the fight too. Yeah, we'll get the first time.
When like they had the Diva Tracer, and then when Gamsu's on Winston,
Rissa's in the perfect play here from Nako.
that was like the perfect comp for them, because like that's all those three played. Like Gamsu was known as like just a Winston player basically in season 1. Nope, has always just been a Diva player, hence the bomb kill there. And then Striker was all about Tracer.
They might be able to res this, but you've got Note over there to
Striker on Boston on that Anubis map was elite in that one game. Yeah, he was insane.
the mix.
Striker was a god on Tracer.
With Jonak down, you have to completely
Always has been, and there's a Pine kill on mistakes.
Winning this Widow v Widow duel, but it's almost happening on its own. It's almost no contact.
Yeah, shout out to Libero, though. If you were there, for anyone who was there for the Stage 2 finals that we watched, Libero on the flex DPS transitioning to play some Widow for the team, and he looked pretty good.
Boston's so patient on their defense. They decide when they want to fight. You can't really pressure them. And
Although I guess Gamsu was pretty good at Orisa back then. He was good in 2019 as well. But I think most people just remember that trio of Gamsu, Winston, Note, Diva, Striker Tracer with Neko popping off sometimes.
off of the Orisa,
The good old Bongo, yeah. I think Goats would be played if BAP came out instead of Brig. Probably not.
Pine's being pressured in the back by Note. Meanwhile,
I mean, for all I know, it still could have happened,
one
but
kill in a Widow that
probably to a lesser
immediately
degree.
end a fight because there's no resurrections available.
Brig was just so overpowering. Like, she just shut down Dive completely.
It's a bit uncomfortable here for where
Well, not completely, but it made it a miserable experience, and that's an overextension by Note. Unfortunate.
will find the DMAC on Note, and they're following
The stick. How did that stick land?
and it's a wipeout. Boston uprising.
Oh, yeah. New York DPS rolling everything.
There's the horn. Team kill. New York is going to walk this one.
Yeah, Note did not have a very diverse hero pool. Luckily, Season 1 and Goats worked well for him because he could just focus on Diva.
I think that Boston
He was very solid at Diva. I give him a lot of credit. But damn, he was rough on Zarya and Hog. Oh my god.
Straight in, Gamsu back on his Winston. We will have Kellex flying.
Pine looking for the shot. Nasty little angle here.
And well, Pine
You force Transcendence out. That's rough.
Nako gets the trance, and they're under pressure from Saviobi, and you can
That fight from Boston would never happen today. Yeah.
They're adjusting on the fly.
Zoning bomb. They almost C9.
Not gonna find any targets. Yeah, this is just out and out chaos.
Diva back in the day gave you a career. That is correct. Because that's all you needed to play, mostly. I mean, there was some other stuff that got played from time to time, but primarily it was Diva.
really hurts in that Tracer.
If you're a nasty Diva player, you're set. Like, there's some Hog that you had to play sometimes and some Zarya, but
Well, you don't even have
you're playing Diva like 90% of the time.
from spawn. Hence New York excel. The focus fire is too good.
But I didn't mind. I think Diva, I just, the dynamic of the Diva Winston was so fun, especially back during this time. The aggression, not caring, because, like, you have a resurrection in your back pocket, so you could, like, play dumb and get away with it. A lot of aggro plays, a lot of complexities with the Winston Diva synergy that I just really appreciate.
Until the last second. Now not a whole lot on the field. You have
Oh yeah, Zumba was insane at Zarya.
information of where the other teams
That guy was crazy. But he could play Diva too, he's a good Diva.
Exactly, they can see through walls.
Back then when they said a good Diva player would always have a job, yeah.
New York excel.
It's true.
A bit more patiently.
Honestly, up until like stage 4 of 2019, that was the case.
He's laid low back to spawn, and
That's what off tanks were playing literally all the time. I mean, unless you're one of the Sombra teams during then that played Sombra Goats, but most teams were not doing that.
get that pulse bomb up. He's looking for this Mercy. Mercy almost just walked right into it.
that was definitely. We get to see the outlines of the.
And in a lot of the teams that did play the Sombra Goats, they would just play a DPS player instead of a tank player, so.
Look for a different way in. Tries to go for the big play. He's pinned Pine in the corner.
Today, Diva players flipping burgers. Yeah, Diva's trash now.
Will survive for a little while longer.
Diva's like one of the worst possible tanks you can play. She's just not really meant for solo tanking, at least in her current form. But the thing is, I don't think a lot of people mind because she had so much playtime for so many years. Like, she was a staple pick for most of OWL's existence, even beforehand. Like, the moment they buffed her, they buffed, like, with the micro missiles and made some of those changes to her, she's been good.
Might not be able to bring him back.
So far, they've kept Pine in.
Oh, Mistakes gets a kill on Pine there as well, but Striker going down there is tough.
Really have to do. I don't expect him to outwidow Pine. I expect him to at least check him and let him know.
Yep, that's a good point by Hex there. No one's expecting him to outwidow Pine.
Players on it means that it is going to be moving quickly towards
Yeah, Matrix was so crazy back then, dude. It was so broken.
So, trading kills back and forth. Boston Uprising now with a bit of an edge.
Oh, if he could have landed that shot.
Into this fight sooner than the
Do I prefer 6v6 or 5v5?
There's only 30 seconds left.
There's things I like about both. Generally, I think I'm more of a 6v6 guy, but I do enjoy 5v5. I do. I think just from like a casual experience, 5v5 has been better, and it's like maybe a little less frustrating, but 6v6 just holds such a special place in my heart that I have a lot of bias there.
They are going to try and get into the back line. Mistakes
To play 5v5, watch 6v6. Yeah, honestly, that's a pretty good opinion to have, Penguin.
continues, no, with
I might even be inclined to agree with you.
Echo, however, will have one of his own on the payload, and
Jonak Trance is a little late there, but Meko still gets in mech. Does Meko lives here too, dude? He's not going to even get demeched a second time. And Neko... Why is Neko over there? Hold on a second. What is the... Wait a sec. Why is Neko all the way over there? What is he doing over there?
that could turn the tide. No longer a Discord orb here to make life difficult. And
Striker kills Jonak at least.
Make it out. Pine picks him out of the sky.
It's not gonna matter. It looks like they're gonna save it.
Live here, Boston Uprising trying to take the fight to him on the point. They're doing a good job.
Yeah, but that's an ambitious flank. Like, I can understand going on an angle like that, but man, that is a wide angle to be taken right there. How did he get over there? How did he manage to find himself all the way over there? That's crazy. By himself, in the peak of dive, he thought that was a good idea. It burnt, but he tried to cook, yeah. I mean, technically, though, Boston hold here, though. Look at all these guys. They're Valiant and London. This London guy. Anyone remember this guy? He was like the London super fan. He was like the first into the building. I remember that guy. They're chanting Rise Up. They want Boston to pull off the upset. I mean, seriously though, you have a win condition. Finishing route is hard, so you have your condition here if you're Boston.
Weren't quite able to pick up all three here. So a little bit of a, let's say a slower start.
Our boy Pine. He's not wearing the hat. Pine without a hat makes me sad. I like Pine with a hat.
Shake off the nerves, get the adrenaline down. I mean,
He just like me in ranked.
making a lot of noise. That's definitely going to mess with their head a little bit, but they did manage to stabilize fast enough to stop New York from running away with this first point offense.
Yeah, that flank from Meko, that was like a raucous level angle. I don't know what he was thinking there. I didn't see a lot of that from Meko in season 1. I was surprised that happened.
Can you get over your stage anxiety? Because the pressure going to wear.
Pine with no hat means Boston wins. Oh, surely.
Give New York the advantage. These guys have played a little bit more live on land before, but we're in stage 3 now. But the pressure absolutely mounting. Boston was.
Saya player Widow versus Carpe. I always am of the belief, I always have been, that Saya was the best overall Widow duelist in season 1. I don't know if he was necessarily the best Widow overall, but he was definitely the best Widow duelist. When it came to shutting down the other Widow, I felt no one did it better than Saya.
Smart. They're so well coached, and that's why they're in the position they are.
Watching this in school instead of working on my final, oof.
This isn't a riot in here.
This is not like torches and pitchforks. This is handing out.
Gamsu always has such an anime-like smile. I love Gamsu. That dude's positivity is awesome. I always appreciate him, and I hope he's doing well in League. I don't know if he's still doing that. Oh, Mistakes with a kill on Pine. Okay. See, that's the type of stuff Boston needed. Like, if he can just get one on Pine every couple of fights, that's pretty big. That helps give you some kind of advantage. Like, oh, risky peek there.
No, trading body shots right now, tit for tat. Without Mistakes now with the presence on the point itself. Mono going to decide to go ahead and start contesting here. His teammates are.
How did Striker kill Arc there? Wow. Striker was unrelenting on Tracer. Another kill on Pine. So aggressive on Tracer. That's one thing I appreciate about Striker. He played with so much confidence on this hero, especially in Season 1. It was always go mode for Striker. But still, New York somehow winning this. Mono is killing everything.
How do they hang in here, New York? You're thinking that Boston have got everything going their way, and no, it's not happening. Mono and Savioli.
I thought that title went to the Widow 1v1 winner. I don't really care about that. It's just a for fun event. I mean, like an actual in-game thing. Yo, Howl Guy. Hey, Joseph.
I mean, you already popped a Transcend already. Meanwhile, his counterpart, Nako, 68% there.
Saya versus D. Yeah, that's a good one. I still think Saya is the best duelist. And up until, like, Ants joined the league, I always thought it was Saya as the best Widow duelist. But, like, in terms of pop-off potential and, like, doing more than just out-dueling the Widow, Season 1 was probably Carpe for me. He was a god. How big was the leap in skill from 2017 to Season 1? There was a... You could see it starting to form. Maybe not at first, but I think as the league started to progress, you could see it. Because, like, some teams didn't hit their expectations. Like, a team like the Dynasty, you could tell there was something starting to form there. It wasn't as, like, much of, like, a disparage as, like, 18 to, like, 20 and beyond, let's say, but you could feel it. Mistakes kills Pine again, damn. That damage boost coming in clutch. Fleto was pretty good at Widow as well in Season 1. Pretty underrated. It kind of makes me sad we didn't get to see a lot of Fleto Widow after the first season. Because he was genuinely really, really good. Did you watch? I did see one of them when you bashed off the map as Brig. That was interesting.
After a pretty stout defense, only a minute left before
I miss Prime Season 1 Fleto. Well, I can't say Prime because his Prime came after, but I miss early Season 1 Fleto when he was a monster. Fleto is the meta. When you play like 76 and Widow, another mistakes kill on the Pine? Okay, he's feeling himself. Mistakes is actually having a pretty good map. For now, at least. Stanislav Danilov, the best name in all of the Overwatch League, is absolutely stepping up to the plate on mistakes. When I saw this map pool and... That's big, though, that he can get those kills on the Pine. Would you agree Season 4 is Fleta's best season? Probably. I mean, Season 3 he won MVP, to be fair, but I also don't think he deserved to win it that year. Season 4 he was actually really good, but people don't talk about it as much. Oh, Mono is like 1 HP. Mono lives there. Oh, never mind. They do not want Mono to live. That guy is dead. Ooh, pulse kill.
It's looking good now.
Mono got bullied.
They're gonna push him all the way back to New York, probably waiting for
Effect versus Fleto Widow, classic. Thanks for the stream. Love going back and watching these games. Even more fun this way. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Linkser was a damn good Widow, yeah. Oh, by Gamsu. Good contest from New York here.
Trades it with Jonak, but we lose both ends in just a moment's time. Ark has got the wings out, though. He might be able to get a res off on one of his teammates. He is looking for it right now, at least.
Getting Gamsu up there is big. Kelix lived for so long there.
That's awkward. He will get caught.
That was insane.
Finding an edge yet again in this fight.
Oh, back when you could actually kill the diva while she was demeching. Feel strong, man. Before they gave her iframes for whatever reason.
They will get reinforcements much quicker here. Jonak will fall. A striker is still mucking about. No, it's so low.
I mean, if Mono can get Prime, oh no, he's dead.
Get some work done.
Oh man, no. Let's go. Another kill.
Yeah, as gross as Casper was, he was pretty good at Widow back then in Pharah, but you know that guy's a jerk, and we don't like him.
Credit there too, because even as Pilot Diva, he was getting pocketed. Lazar does a decent amount.
I remember thinking Carpe was washed in Season 2 for losing to Nene at Widow. Yeah, Season 2 was not great for Carpe.
Set it up. I've been so impressed with mistakes.
Was not great.
More damage than the other Widows today. I think at one point he had 5,000 more damage than Shore4 in their semifinal. He's got more than 1,000 more damage than Pine right now, and that adds up.
Yeah, Sapiobi, I used to call him Captain Clutch back then. Captain of the team, always would find the big kills when his team needed him to. That's something I really appreciate about SBB, man. If Jonak wasn't getting the kills, if he wasn't finding the picks, or like Pine, you could always count on SBB. He'd always come alive in these moments. As I say that, he gets rolled by Striker, of course. My man was so clutch.
I like this positioning a lot from New York. Don't give him this corner for free. It's one of the last great defender's advantages you have on this map, to be able to have that artificial high ground up the hill, and they're doing a good job of watching these flanks too.
Man, working well together, Pine and Mono, making sure that they shut the door on mistakes, not gonna let him.
Yeah, I'm sad we didn't get to see SBB after 2021. Oh wait, no, he didn't play in 21. 22 or 20, I mean 2020 is the last time we like got to see him play a game. I mean, we could have gotten to see him play in 2022, but then things happened. It was weird that he was on that Dynasty team to begin with, to be fair though. SBB definitely deserves more credit than he deserves. I don't think people talk about him enough anymore. Because genuinely for 3 years, he was like a very consistent DPS player. Not even just Tracer either. He could play Cass, he could play Widow, he could play Reaper. His Ashe was not even half bad either. SBB could play a lot of different heroes, but we always just think of him as the Tracer player. Very consistent with his hero pool. Even played a decent Sombra and Goats. So here we go, final fight territory. But no, yeah. Did no engage bomb there? No, okay, no, he's just trying to remake, never mind. Striker dies, oh, that's tough. If Striker had lived there, maybe could have turned it, but no, that's it. Woof. SBB is one of the greatest leaders in the history of Overwatch, for sure. That guy knew how to boost morale. NYXL DPS rotation was messy in Season 3. Yeah, very, very messy.
Finding the kills, Boston doing the best that they can. Not a map that they're favored on. You can tell a little shaky at times, but still a solid performance to kick things off here in this grand finals on the first map versus the top team in the league. Boston
good kill mistakes.
Going to be a chance to bounce back here on map 2. That'll be coming up after the break.
Yo, Keon, what's up, bro? I don't know if that was the only reason, Adam. I mean, yeah, that had a lot to do with it, but I mean, there's not really much reason for him to play anyway. I don't know if he would have played even if that stuff didn't happen. Don't mind the ads, by the way. I'm sorry.
You are on Village, which is a map that you can run far on very easily. Shrine, I think, is a better
Season 3 is the year when they had Who Are You, Hoxel, and Libero, and say BOB. Nene was on the team too, technically, although some stuff happened with him then. So here we go, we're on Nepal now. Control. Control is the second map. They did a weird, like, mix. It would be like either the second or the third map back then. Animo's in the game as well, because better Lucio than Arc. Oh yeah, I forgot New York did this. They play Bastion here. What a wild strategy. They're gonna play Bastion with the Ana before she was buffed. You know, this is old Bastion, stationary Bastion, and then Jonek dies immediately. Nice. Did you like London this year? I mean, I respected them, yeah. They weren't my favorite team, but they were fun to watch. They had Prophet and Birdring and Jester and Fury and Bedosian. Did I want them to win that year? No, but I was rooting for Philly in that finals personally. But you know, they did what they had to do. I was about to ask why not BAP, then I realized he didn't exist yet. Yeah, look at this corner. Look at this. Look at them. That is glorious. No, just staring all those bodies down in the corner. That is glorious. That is so funny.
They have finally taken down Libero on the Bastion, though. They will also get the Diva out of the mix, too. So
Beat? They're committing with Beat here? What is this silly strategy they're doing?
He waits and takes down Jonak.
Perfect. Thought that he might even catch Enemo there, but it's not gonna
That was goofy. Well, enough of that. It was good while it lasted. Now to play a normal comp.
Well, look at this economy now, too, that New York cannot stay on these heroes, so they're going to have to switch off of it.
Yep, this is back when Michael was the guy doing all the stuff. This was a bit before my time. I was just starting to make OWL videos during this time on like a different channel that I only made like a couple videos on, to be fair. But this is when I was first starting to think about making OWL content. Classic old Bastion strats, indeed. The Nano Monkey. Oh, bye, Mono. Flash Fan the Hammer. Goodbye. Classic flashbang. Yeah, I miss when the game had silly compositions, back when teams could be creative and or stupid. And now you're locked and you can't, Sag. Old New York were pretty fun to watch. It was hard to hate them. I never wanted them to win because they always won like all the time, but couldn't really hate them. They had some fun players. I always thought they were a little cocky, but I mean, they kind of deserve to be cocky when you win like 34 games out of 40 or whatever it was. This cast for mistakes is going pretty hard.
Right now, New York Excel aren't really figuring out how to make progress on this attack as they get up.
Do you agree with Goomba that Hottie's a fraud for saying that he's good at tanks other than Ryan? I mean, I'm not one to judge. I just watch them play video games. He's shown if, like, his team knows what they're doing, he can play well on other things. I mean, in Season 5 playoffs, he did okay on Monkey, did he not? Like, not like God tier, but he got the job done, I thought. Nano Blade incoming. Transferred it. Oh, Kellic still dies. The dash. I mean, the fact that Libero only gets one there is pretty big. It's a good denial. You know, I gotta say, despite mistakes being seen as like one of the weak points, he's playing pretty well in this series. I don't have much to complain about. What a shot, dude. Look at him.
Still alive into this. He's trying to get the baby Eva, unable to do so. Him and Anna did not expect to see each other.
Fan the hammer. Oh, tough.
But that bubble, nick of time, great play from Mono to keep his team alive. And Libero finds Nako, and this is
Oh yeah, true, Adam. His Orisa was good too.
for New York. They've got 4 alive on this point, taking their time to
Do I think he had an amazing hero pull? No, of course not. If it weren't for Ryan, it'd be a bit harder to justify his OWL career. But, you know, I don't hold it against him. That's what they were good at. His team sucked at everything else. It wasn't just him. Like, he could have played better on Monkey, yeah, but his team in general was terrible at dive. They couldn't play anything except for rush. They were rush one tricks. You know?
Both Valkyries should be up at about the same time. I want to look at this micro battle between Sabiobi and Mistake.
Yeah, his Queen was okay as well. You're right.
And look at it, Sabiobi, he was thinking.
He wasn't horrible at Queen.
Definitely gonna go for the post play. Not quite gonna find it.
I'm not trying to justify that he did a fantastic hero pull, but he wasn't. Oh, I wouldn't say one trick.
1 for 1. Gamsu gets rezzed up here by Kellex, who got the wings out. Animo has got the wings as well. Getting the chain heals, trying to keep them alive, and they are sticking together as a good unit here.
Gamsu's in big trouble.
But he will get backed up here soon. Libero's got the blade.
Oh, having to burn trance there is rough. Well, that was a sick play by Gamsu. That knock really disrupted everything. Yeah, I mean, hey, what works for you is what works for you. London went to the playoffs and they won a playoff game with that comp, so I can't really hate on them that much.
Of course, but it does not matter in the end as the rest of Excelsior pick up the slack.
If it works, then don't fix it. I wish London realized that earlier this year, or last year technically, but better late than never.
the thought process. Too.
The flank.
That's gonna mess me up. That's gonna
Wait.
mess me up, so I'll go in now.
Jonak didn't die there?
Yeah, mistakes. We swap off of the Deadeye there.
Oh yeah, I think Deadeye charged slower back then, didn't it? It charges faster now. I think they buffed that, right?
And Mono finds the kill on mistakes. 99 to 99, and now it's going to be the big fight here in New York XL right now. They're pulling ahead.
New York's winning this out. They had it. Boston had it, man. They threw it away. Tragic.
Boston uprising, and it is a winnable situation for New York. And the overtime wick burns down Striker. Gets back on the point in the nick of time, hoping to keep it alive. But that's going to be it.
Yes, 4 Cass had his 25 HP. Look at them getting out of their seats, getting hyped.
I love Striker. Absolutely one of my favorite tracers in the game.
Was Pine out by this point? He was on the team still. He got subbed out. He played in map 1, actually.
Killed everything. He got off on Winston. He got to the back line and then killed his counterpart. The man.
I think London needed to make fans mold more with lethal Skyrepa. Please, no.
How can you not love him when you see
Oh yeah, I always forget. Back then, Anima was like an unkillable Mercy. Arc was like the OG unkillable Mercy, and then Animo took it a step further, and he had even less deaths per 10. I think it was like 2 deaths per 10 or something ridiculous. And then this classic comp now, the Orisa Junkrat Widow. I miss when teams played Junk on Sanctum, man. This was hella fun to watch. I enjoyed it more with the Hog rather than the Diva, but do what you gotta do.
Up there amongst the best junk so far in stage 3.
Very good at throwing nades. It's Libero himself. There we go. The mine to the face, Libero.
Ben Waxell didn't choke in playoffs. Pine would have stayed in the league. I don't know if that's necessarily true. The reason stuff happened is because goats.
There's some clever plays possible, but Gamsu's already set up shop.
And then he just like stopped scrimming because the team didn't need him and he lost motivation. And that was that.
It's just complete squad play. You've got 4 on the right side, and then the Widow and Zenyatta's are working together.
Owl in LA was the best. Hard agree with you, my friend. Hard agree.
They're just peeking in the corner. Sabiobi has no designs of going after him.
I forgot. Striker had a pretty good Junkrat back then.
Look at this. You see the crossfire coming in from both sides there. They're just launching it all at the point.
Anyone remember in stage 4 when they made... Oh my god, speaking of Strikers, Junkrat just casually kills 2. Anyone remember in stage 4 when they made Striker pick up other heroes? They made him play like Pharah and Widow and stuff. Ooh, SBB. SBB with his very shaky aim.
So bonkers to me.
But it works.
Many good Widows are on this NYXL team. You think of Pine.
Literally every DPS player on this New York team could play Widow. It's kind of absurd. Like, that type of flexibility goes a long way.
It's versatility because anyone can pick up any hero at any time. The only reason Pine's not in is because they just want the versatility of Libero.
Striker's Junkrat in stage 3 ranks first in everything. Well, goddamn, Striker.
Alright, let's see.
Have yourself a stage, why don't ya?
50% and counting now for New York XL. Boston uprising. Once again, Gamsu kind of setting up that hard point behind the shield.
Libero's pretty good at Junk, too.
As both of the divas are just zooming all over the place.
Bro, I miss when Junkrat was meta. It's a fun time. Big tire from Libero.
So, back and forth. Kelix gets the res off though, so now Nate goes back into it. Libero brought back to life.
Never forget, just huddling in this corner behind the shield. Oh, the shield expired. That is unfortunate. Libero is nasty. It's true. He could play pretty much everything well. He had a very vast hero pool, from the niche stuff to the meta stuff.
He's the healing throughput.
Libero was very good in Season 3, but they hated him, apparently, and they never wanted to play him.
That's going to make a difference.
Remember when he was good on Echo for like that hot minute before they benched him?
DPS up. So now it is going to be Boston uprising here, 25% and counting.
Mr. Crypto Millionaire, yeah. I'm glad he's doing well for himself, though. I don't mean literally hated. I mean like as in they just benched him. And they got other flex DPS. I shouldn't have said hated. People are going to take that literally now. Oh, the pole tire. The teamwork, man. I miss this stuff. I mean, I don't miss Orisa pole, but you know what I mean. All the moments when Jonek killed the Dis in 1v1 and crowd went crazy. Yeah, screw Libero for no reason. We're gonna get Hoxel and who are you? Even though you are very capable of playing Genji. We hate you.
We see it all the time. We see it all the time, especially when you've got Sibyobi out on the map right now hunting. And well, that
Sure, kill the Bongo and Junkrat, why don't you?
goes boom, but Libero gone as well.
They're going to come back into this. They want to res, they want to try to fight right now because it's at 80%. You might not have perfect timing for a regroup. And another nice kill on Gamsu. But Striker is going.
Who are you guys? 2 rings? Ah, yes, but of course. 2 rings. 2 rings being on the bench. Pog.
90% and counting up for Wasp Uprising.
Now Mano swapped it up, so he's going to be back in the fight on Winston, just throwing himself in here. Angles are getting watched. It's going to be the tire.
Tire from Libero. Can it go hard?
Trying to create some space for his team to work with here. He is finding these angles.
I can't even imagine what things would have been like if Sig was in the game during this time. Orisa Sig would have been so annoying. Orisa Snake, what? Orisa Sig double sniper. Oh my god, kill me now.
We talk so much about Ark, and he's played much more than Animo, but he's having a mercy game of his life right now.
And there it is.
Warrior is possibly the weirdest out career. It's up there.
New York excel to hold. They're doing a fantastic job right now. Sibyobi is playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
You got Striker. You've seen a lot of Striker in the kill feed. He's at 12 final blows. Sibyobi, he's sitting at 16 and continuing.
Striker has a tire here. He has a chance to open this
So
up.
much work for New York.
He also only has 2 deaths. The next nearest non-Animo player has 5 deaths on the other side.
Non-Animo player. I love how he has to specify.
Yeah, they are in the lead right now in terms of kills. New York excel. Mako doing a great job right now at hanging in here. He will get on that point. 90%
Oh,
now. And
bye, Mono.
Striker with the tire kill on Mono. Sibyobi and Libero doing work. Yet again, Kelix falls. Gamsu, the next one to follow suit. Sibyobi right now.
SBB is killing everything. 3.
And that could make all of the difference. You're losing heals. Doesn't matter. Sibyobi's here to kill your whole team.
Neko goes right after him, says, get off my point. They've got Neko stuck in the corner. Transcend.
That's tough.
The victory light to light the way as New York is knocking everyone off.
Nearly knocks him into the murder chasm. That was so close. Mistakes out of it as well. And the New York excel.
Up 2-0. Looking good. Match point already.
And maintain it in this grand finals. 2
Oh, hi, Mir.
to 0.
So impressed with how Animo played there in the limited playtime he has had with New York. Staying alive as a Mercy is so important, but to me, it always comes down to the
goat
best
support,
players playing the best one.
DPS, and tank overall. Tank, Smurf, support, Violet. DPS, maybe Prophet, I don't know. DPS is hard.
Pursuing the kills, mistakes. He had his moments. We saw
Lip is good,
earlier.
he's a Shao.
Wasn't
There's a
quite
couple
able to make
guys
it
for
happen on this
DPS.
map, and it is going to be
Proper,
Boston
I
uprising
guess,
now.
but he didn't play that
It's
long.
time to discuss, but they're going to have to figure it out on the 3rd map coming up after the break.
The all-new Pizza Hut $7 deal lovers menu. Because it's
Pizza
only
Hut,
a
Vancouver Titans, breadsticks.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by
All right,
Toyota.
halftime
Let's
show,
go,
blah,
boys.
blah, blah. Let's see. Oh, what's this chart here?
Defeated still winning.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Boston Uprising were undefeated on Volskaya Industries at this time. This was their map, and that's where we're going next in the series. Boston never lost on this map.
And that's not it as well. They've played 10 times over the course of the season, and
This
there's
is
still a
just-
defeat.
You take that back,
This is
Penguin.
just a small sample size of the most recent games.
All right.
They're undefeated across the entirety of the season.
In with the cheese, it's not your finest cheddars, but they're, they're seeing how the whiz works a little bit.
While Mirror's here, show chat the clip. Okay, hold on. You mean Pizza Hut? Okay, good. Where's that clip?
So it's not a cheddar. It's like
Is that a
it's like
brie?
the cheddar that
Yeah,
comes
it's
wrapped in plastic.
No, that's not.
Ah, here it
Look,
is.
I know that you're French and you have your whole thing.
This is Mirror, by the way, in chat. This is a Boger clip. There's Mirror, the Hanzo right there.
I'm still waiting for you guys.
Bye, Mirror. Okay.
This is gonna be the greatest moment.
Anyway.
I was about to say.
But as a human being, that is not cheese. That is cheese-like product. Anyway, we've got a mile, maybe
Libero's gonna play Widow. So now every NYXL DPS in this series has played Widowmaker. That is ridiculous. That's 3 different players with different skill sets, with different play styles, and poor Mistakes has to deal with all of it. That's pretty insane.
The Widow here.
Matt, thank you for the super chat, by the way.
Bit of a surprise. He gets caught completely
Mistakes with the SMG? Own that fraud, Libero?
I don't expect him to miss those shots either. He had them. He had a couple decent shots on an unaware mistakes, but unable to close the deal in that one.
And well, that's gonna cost him. Jonak.
Big kill by mistakes again. Yeah, this is important. At this point, this is like the most important map of the series for Boston. This is their pride and joy. If they can't come away with a win on this map, their morale is gonna be down the toilet. Like, not only is this match point, but like, you can't afford to lose on your home turf.
Against Pine, now he's got to go up against Libero, already doing a much better job. Just look at the straight up.
Oh yeah, I've thought about it, Adam. Maybe someday. It's so hard to do those things because, like, those are the ones that always end up making me go into the most scrutiny, and it can be a little
While
annoying.
Mirror's here, show chat the clip.
Little late there, Streamlabs.
Now he gets to see through walls as well. Hey. Is he gonna get
It's hard to do those videos.
The shot on the follow. Discord orb was on.
Because everyone just gets mad, you know?
Fast enough to survive it. And it is going to be Striker. Striker with an opportunity here to dive in with
A lot of pressure.
Echo will get deleted. No D-Matrix here to deny him. And Mano all the way in the back.
The stick.
There we go, the stick. And the boom, not quite going to find the kill because Mano goes primal.
I'm a little curious.
I do like the NFL, yes.
He gets a pause, but Sabiobi just killed both supports.
All right, then there we go. Sabiobi decides to take matters into his own hands.
Oh, mistakes.
He's done playing with you. Mistakes instead. He gets the
SBB, here we go.
running amok.
He's dominating.
And that is it. You can't mess with this guy. He's impatient, Hex. He's impatient. He got tired of waiting.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, EJ. It's pretty crazy.
He's gonna do anything? Okay, I guess I'll just have to go ahead and kill everything.
Yeah, it was an interesting primal, but they had to go back and deal with it. And then
This is a famous clip.
So Sabiobi gets in here.
Famous Sabiobi clip. I don't know why Note decided to try and chase to not cover his mercy. Bit of a mistake there from Note.
Intangible about him, and we haven't seen him at the same level he was at stage 1, but he is putting on a show in these last.
Is it weird that I miss Volskaya? I don't miss playing it, but I do miss watching it. I must say, 2CP was maybe one of the most enjoyable things to watch. Just, it was horrible to play, but watching pros play it, it was sick. You take that back, Note did nothing wrong. Oh, I won't.
And while they have plenty of time to work with New York, they should not be getting impatient in this scenario.
Interested in watching the Casters to Master streams or Samito versus Vegas? Libero's gonna play the Sombra here. This is back when Sombra was not very good, but this was a fairly popular Sombra map.
He is reliable when it comes to the blades as well. Kind of keeping an eye here on Libero, who's still just kind of poking around on the point right now. They're going to need to get back, and yep, Note's going to spot him. Translocates out. Mono.
A hack onto Neko here would be huge. Oh my god, Neko's health bar is constantly low. He lives.
Punish on him. That was at range as well. Sabiobi and Meko, however, will get results. Kelix is dead.
Oh, surely, Owl Guy, surely.
Keep his mercy alive.
The Trance is actually going out the front door now. They're looking to get in the back on the support lines. Jonak is there, but Meko is getting healed up as well. This is a small window.
Can someone heal Striker? Please and thanks. Thank you.
You want to commit to this. Mano's on his way back. They are in full fighting force now.
Yeah, exactly, RM.
The deep primal rage, though, he is going to be trying to chuck Jonak off the side of the cliff.
Jonak has Trance, being patient with the blade. Disciplined gameplay from mistakes. Good dash. Okay. Oh, Jonak, stop.
Jonak, of course, shows up with the headshot. And Mono will take down Neko. This is looking good here for New York to maybe pick up that first.
Okay, dude. He hit another headshot on the moving mercy. Now just perma pocket him and let him do the rest. Just damage boost Jonak and let him win. Let him cook.
Oh, that's awkward for mistakes.
This was the strat back then. Pocket Jonak and you win.
No abilities. 2 ticks for New York. They're on the edge now. Could be a very quick take on the B point of Volskaya as they do get the res up. Boston Uprising trickling in one after another, but not so much. They're kind of going in as a group, and they're getting overwhelmed. Kelix in the corner, caught, no way out, and mistakes with the blade, trying to be the hero. Jonak is laughing at him.
And that's a 3-minute time bank for New York on Boston's home turf. The undefeated map for them.
First push here on Volskaya.
It's a great time. We gave a lot of credit to Sabiobi in that first push, but Libero actually came up. Oh, they're good at this, they're good at this, they're good at everything. They're the best team in the league. They have been since the beginning of Overwatch League.
Their map differential, I mean, they're untouchable, sitting at the very top of the league. New York, they don't just win, they dominate you. So we're going to see, can Boston Uprising resist? It is going to be them on the offense now. Tracer Striker, and well, minus the Striker, minus the Tracer here. Already Libero finding the first kill.
How is this game an hour longer? Well, it's not. It doesn't go for another hour completely. You have to remember that.
In this battle, playing pretty passive, most of them.
There's a celebration that happens and other things. So Libero trolling, classic.
That's a tough one for mistakes. Moments hesitation.
Oh my God, mistakes, mistakes. He's alive.
Great heals coming through for the Boston Uprising supports, but Nako finds a kill on Mono, and that could start things off here for Boston Uprising. Arc will get the res somehow.
Don't hold still.
Jonak at range with the volley to the face. Mistakes is gone, but Kelix will get the res. Still,
Jonak is fragging, bro. Damage boosted Jonak.
Continue to push in here. I was very surprised they were unable to punish mistakes. They got the Winston back there to force him to launch himself in the air.
Oh, he ran into it.
Through. Striker comes in with a pulse bomb and a Jonak, but too little, too late. As
Have I watched the Uncoachable podcast? I've seen bits and pieces. I don't think I've ever watched a full episode, but I've seen clips and Reddit posts and whatnot. Seen some drama farming between Hydron and Gunbum. That was interesting. I'm not going to get into detail, but it's pretty wild stuff.
that is filthy, but it's also beautiful. All right, Libero. I mean, right now he's got the angle too. As they push out into the open, as soon as that bubble's gone, he's gonna get to just range.
Bro, it's still snowing outside.
Striker hunting for a target. Sevilby is on his heels though. Sevilby is actually.
I thought it was just supposed to snow this morning. It's still snowing.
D-Matrix there to keep him alive. His healers will top him back up again, and now he can work his way around. He knows these supports are back here. Yep, sure enough, with the help of Mono, they're gonna go.
Widow number 3 on New York, popping off.
You look at that number of that truck, I believe it was NOTE, runs him all the way over. They have both supports in his sights and a pulse bomb at the right.
This game looks so good before break. Oh yeah, it was a good time. This is the peak of Owl's hype too.
They're halfway to picking up a second tick on the point. It will now get contested as Libero gets punched in the face.
Striker's cooking, got Jonak, carry dead.
That's how Boston wins a lot of these engagements. They wait for pulse bomb and Striker goes in and takes down supports with it. They've lost 2. Resurrections not coming through just yet.
Oh, Kelix! Kelix! Oh, he's still alive! Kelix is still alive! The orb keeps him alive! Was NYXL a championship candidate before the inaugural season started? Yes. They definitely were. They were commonly placed in, like, the top tier of power rankings. Typically, it was like Seoul, Dallas, and London, I feel like, that were rated a bit higher, but New York were like usually top 4, top 5, sometimes even top 3. Honestly, I've seen some rankings where they're ahead of Dallas, like they're very highly rated. Not number 1 though, not even number 2 in most cases. London and Seoul Dynasty were like the popular Korean teams more than them in terms of preseason expectations. This is looking good for Boston. I mean, they're so close. They're at like, well, like 90%-ish. Just gotta clean it up. Mistakes is cleaning it up. They got it. 4 minutes. Big response from Boston. That's huge. Oh yeah, Seoul and Dallas were very overrated. But to be fair, no one knew they were going to collapse the way they did. Yeah, welcome to 20 CP.
Let's see it. On high. Always stylish. Butt to the face. Get out, Art.
Solid.
As well. This was the end, the wrap up.
All the fans are chanting Rise Up. You love to see it. Everyone's like collectively rooting for the underdog. Not that it does anything to help them, but it's cool.
Together as a Genji and as a Tracer, and they came away with nothing but.
Am I rewatching all of OWL? I'd like to eventually rewatch a lot of the big games. But it's not just OWL. I'm doing Contenders games. I'm doing World Cup matches. Apex.
Those are kills that they happen once in a while, but you can't lose both of your DPS in the back. You can't lose, say,
kind of just a way to feel something again, you know? To relive the old days when we could have fun and not worry about our esport dying. Smile.
Just, I mean, a snowball right there, right? Yeah, you take first, that's usually your best push is going to be taking second, because there's changes that often occur for the defense. They're going to get off of the Widow, but you can stay on it for that push, so they take advantage of it.
Take advantage of
Not all the games are on YouTube, but most of them are.
It's so hard to fight your way out of
And if not, you can usually find stuff on Twitch.
looking for a shot.
Can I watch a Becky montage? I don't think so.
It will be New York Excel now with less
Paris Summer Showdown run is one worth watching. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
They had less time in the bank, so they'll be the ones on the offense, and now it's a matter of Boston Uprising holding on. There's the spot. Just
Yes, I know it's dead. I'm saying back then we didn't have to worry about it.
Tanks on the tickle. Sabiobi's playing with his team rather than going for a flank. It's a little bit different stylistically than some tracers will do. Now we see Striker's gonna poke around. Sabiobi.
Have I ever watched American Tornado versus White Ramen Revival? I don't think I have, no.
Nicely done. Gets the punish on Mono. Spots out Libero as well. Gamsu is there to jump on Libero, though. Libero's going to be in a bit of a tight spot. Has to launch himself into the air.
Oh, Libero, he's still alive. Okay, there it is.
Mistakes finds him in the end.
The mistakes is very low right now in his Discord, and he's going to join this fracas. The
Unbalanced maps are so fun to watch. It's true. Don't give up a tick here for free.
Gonna walk out here with the SMG, and yeah, they're gonna bully them off the point.
Oh my God, Striker. Damage boost to Jonek is scary.
Boston Uprising managed to make it work. Sabiobi, well, nice stagger there onto Mecco. We'll get the res off, though. It was on the other side of the building, so that was a lucky break for Ark. He'll be able to get that one for free. So we will have Mecco back into mech very quickly here.
Sabiobi did a great job, but his team couldn't capitalize on it. He put so much pressure onto that backline up front and got even kills early on. There's a nice punish onto Gamsu. I don't know if
Literally every Philly versus Paris game in Season 3 was a banger. They all went the distance, every single one. In particular, though, Adam, yeah, that game is one of my favorites ever. Where they're like playing Soldier 76 and stuff. Good times. That game was incredible.
This is how they cracked it the first time around too. They sent Mono back with Primal.
Paris Atlanta match from end of Season 3. Yeah, that was a silly game. They're trying to what, fake? Opinion on the Detroit Pistons. They suck.
I just got polished. I just got polished, and now I'm gonna rust.
It's like 2 days in Los Angeles when it rains and you just got your car washed. Like, come on!
Seriously?
Okay, 1 minute on the clock for New York. Libero going back to the Sombra once again. Maybe could be a bit of a disruption to Neko here. Just Jonek randomly getting some cross-map headshots. When Paris fought 3 minutes in overtime. Yeah, that Oasis, that final round on Oasis. I'm not even a fan of either team, but my heart was beating out of my chest in that fight. It was so back and forth. You didn't know who was going to win. What a game that was, man. What a game. I got to rewatch that one, too. Like, Xe had, like, the Hanzo takeover or something in that game. And then, like, Carpe would do some stuff, too. Also, what a interesting bomb there by SBB. Totally not a predictable bomb. Totally not. Okay, so Boston have 6 ults. Surely they don't screw this one up. Surely not.
I believe in New York they have this plan here in place. They're going to Valk onto the point.
Probably an early Valk there from Kelix. Probably did not need to use that one.
He's going to be able to get the remake. He is under pressure. Striker looking to capitalize. Not going to find it. So a fresh mech from Echo, but we lose Mono in the process. The support's not able to get there close enough to keep him alive.
Okay, that's big. Jonek had to panic trance, as he typically does. Kill Ark. That was one of the biggest weaknesses with Jonek Zen. He used Transcendence very early when things were not going his way.
He was unable to pop it before he dies, but now he's going to at least be able to stall out on the point. Mecha will get out of mech. But out of Primal Rage, Winston...
Mono's turning this, though. Another kill from Mono. 3 for Mono. SBB and Mono. They're trying to save this. Jonek's on Soldier 76.
And Mistakes is going to be the one here to work with his tanks. He needs to come up with the goods.
Jonek!
Mistakes in the back line.
Can he kill Mistakes? Oh, so close. Oof.
I thought New York had pulled that back because
Jake and ZP casting was so good, yeah. I'm interested in rewatching Defiant vs. Valiant 2020 Summer Showdown. That game brings me a lot of pain, but also I'm happy for Brady in that one. I'll probably not watch that one, but Maybe in my own time.
So we're gonna get to see Mono punching some people.
Mono was so good, man. One of the most consistent players to ever play the game.
Back here, look at this.
And I can only imagine what it would have been like if he played on a team who gave him more resources.
Offense.
That's the thing that's most impressive. A lot of the stuff Mono did, like, he had to play so smart. He had to figure things out for himself because it was all about Jonak and his DPS. He had to find other ways to win, and he always did it. The model of consistency.
So on the previous two maps, not anything really out of the ordinary, but just trying one new thing. And especially for this map, I thought they...
He had a sick Lucio too. I mean, you're not wrong. He did play Lucio that one time. Oh,
So there you go.
okay.
There you go. That's what happens. You go for the
Immediately
free
deny
kill.
space now. That's big.
Libero gets rezzed.
Great PO from his diva there to allow that res. They tried to punish
Oh,
Oh, he takes Neko instead of mistakes. Definitely thought the mistakes would be the one there, but Neko, he took a bullet for his sniper.
I agree, Alfred.
Wrong throw.
It's no shot at Janus. I just don't think he was a good fit for the team.
Does find the kill on Striker to kick things off here. That is
Oh,
just
they
a-
didn't know the flank was coming. Oh, it's too easy.
Libero coming alive here for the New York Excel.
It almost looks like a replay of we saw his play
Yeah.
earlier on that defense. It's the same spot. It's getting the team while they're retreating and just popping.
Season 4 Philly was like a fever dream.
Got that quick flick.
3.5 minutes.
So many ups and
remaining
downs.
for the offense, the Boston Uprising. All the pressure in the world on Boston.
One week they'd lose to New York, the next upsetting Seoul and going to the playoffs. Weird team.
Continue this playoff series.
Keep in mind, New York, the defending champs. They've been in this situation before. They know what the pressure feels like. They have the experience. Boston.
Apparently on Fusion, Alarm complained that Mono was so used to little heals that he had to tell Mono to please stand still to get healed. If that is true, that is hilarious. I love that. Like, Alarm's like, hey, it's okay, man. I'm gonna heal you. It's okay. I'm not Jonak. I will heal you. I got you.
Libero's gonna be taking shots up there.
Rest
They're
in
gonna pop
peace.
Valkyrie into this, and there is a transcendence as well. It's not
Watching this game, you couldn't tell who the real hit skin on NYXL was. I mean, you're not wrong. Literally every map, they had a different Widow player in the game. Pretty ridiculous that all three of their guys can play Widow good.
To buy a little bit more time, and that is going to be Neko. He is brought back up by Kelix eventually. We'll have the trans here to keep Boston alive. Now it's about finding the kills, and Mako D-Max is not going to help things here for New York. Mono, though, taking the fight to him.
If there's no enemy, you don't need heals. Real.
In time for this one, and Sibyobi finally gets what he was looking for this entire time. A killed Mercy.
Oof, nope.
finally add a lot of resources in onto Sabiobi.
SPB's 3 HP, help him! He's like, Jonak, please turn your head.
This one is not over.
Please.
They resurrect Libero. Mistakes takes down Jonak.
Funny thing is, I remember there's like a video. It's like Badoshin, Jonak, and Shaz all saying like why Zenyatta's their hero and like how you should play him. And I remember for Jonak, he's like, yeah, I just put my orb on a DPS and then I don't think about healing and I just kill things. It's like so based.
Quick swap, you know, as soon as it's capped, boom, gets the McCree out. We have seen this strategy.
Don't focus on heals. I kill.
Then went on again, perhaps remembering that Boston likes to run this McCree on his second point. Sombra not.
This game looks playable without the break person. Real.
And we saw mistakes. He's
Although it's not fun if you're the guy playing Mercy. God.
when he was playing McCree
I hated hard Mercy meta. That's the one thing I did not like about this time period. The one hero that I just wish wasn't there. Although to be fair, at least she enabled the other DPS and made playing Zen a bit more enjoyable. You get the pocket.
Away, New York did not get any progress permanently on second point. So far, they're being deflected still.
D-Mech, looking good.
This one, though. And now they're
Oh, Mono lives there. How did Mono live there? Oh, tragic. Tragic that Mono lives there. Hey, yo, Striker killed Arc while he's using Valk, though. It's not gonna matter, but damn. Okay, probably didn't need to use that Primal, but it's alright.
Neko is not even going to go near a swimming.
Yo, what up, Challenger?
He's been knocked into the water by Mono several times. I think that's his third environmental kill on that hero alone. A beautiful hold. 40 seconds remain.
Okay, but New York did put a lot into that, so it's mostly on Libero here to get a good blade.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I misspoke. Yeah, I got hyped.
Running out of owl ideas? Not so much. I just enjoy doing these.
But it is going to be still unacceptable as far as Boston are concerned because...
So, you know, if we don't have any Overwatch League to watch now, might as well watch something else.
Going to Numbani next if that is the case, but they need to start putting wins on the board.
So yeah, here it looks promising for Boston. I mean, if you save transfer blade here, you're in a pretty good spot. That's really good primals from really good primal stuff from Gamsu. But oh, Kelix going down there's tough, and they use trance, so that's it. Things were looking good. But we're gonna get a tie. Welcome to 2CP.
And this is gonna keep going as Kelix has swapped over to Lucio only to get back into this fight all the quicker.
They're getting the one kill on a Jonak. I don't think it's going to be enough. Desperation time. The wings will finally fade, but no blood comes through, and it is a draw. But it's got.
And that's that right there is the backbreaker for Boston. If you can't even win on your home turf, you're screwed. That's just the end for you, unfortunately. 2CP made the series longer, yeah.
Still undefeated. Still undefeated.
Technically undefeated and still
Alright, and now we're on to Numbani. Map 4.
We saw it on Sanctum as well. Overwhelm the diva so she can't do everything and then exploit what she leaves open.
That's such a horrible position for Note to be in. For diva players in general to be in. They hold your life in their hands.
My bad, math. My bad for spoiling something that happened 6 years ago.
It's a classic.
Well, technically, not quite 6 yet, but we're getting there.
No, you're not, Note.
The stakes play in the 76. Oh, the based on a Numbani defense.
New York excel. They're hunting for their trophy. Boston Uprising. They're fighting for their lives. And they are going to be on the defense here, Boston.
Yeah, it was somewhat close. It's just New York had the better execution.
Defense on the first corner, Numbani.
Just shooting through the poster. Meet Effie.
Every time it seemed like Boston had a chance to do something, it was always New York who were delivering with the ult management and stuff like that and decision making. Line back by Y Janus. Janus was the hybrid specialist on NYXL. He almost always played the hybrid maps for whatever reason.
Pine has all the room in the world to work. It's that shot. No resurrection.
This was the Janus map. Hybrid.
Absolutely crushed off of first point. Sabiobi's going to make sure they stay back and they get at least 2 ticks.
Yeah, they've got the 2 ticks. No chance here for a re-engage. Not going to happen fast enough. The reses, they're running back from spawn. They're getting beaten up again.
Baker, are you still going on about this credit score stuff? What's going on?
And it's just something you don't see as often as just pure dive on Volskaya first, is that Widowmaker, so it catches them a little bit off guard, but Pine...
Mono could never understand hybrid like Janus could. True.
That's some nice...
Based.
From Neko to be able to take down Sabiobi in the back line. He has to start winning those.
The divas have no chill. I mean, yeah, it was all about super aggro play back then. You go fast. It was all about going fast. Unless you're New York, who played a very disciplined style where it's like, we're going to wait for you to make a mistake, and then we're going to end up winning. And that is so unlucky from Kelix. You cannot be serious. He misses. It's like, okay, no kills here. Oh, there's Kelix. That's so unlucky, dude. Oh, that's tragic.
Bob Ross from Sabiobi because he completely beefed that pulse bomb, but
that's sad.
Neko's in trouble. He's getting pressured, so Kelix tries to fly back and flies into his pulse bomb.
Sometimes that's just the way it goes. Sabiobi with the DMAC on Note. Note gonna deny him the stats.
It's unfair when you're good and lucky. That is just unfair. But
it's unfair when you're good and lucky. That is a quote if I've ever heard one.
His instant response to Sabiobi's on my Zenyatta is to fly back to him and ends up just eating the wrong side.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. That is the worst timing.
Unless it's a Claymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, right now it's starting to become a rule. Like, this game was close, but now it's starting to get out of hand. Like I said, tying Volskaya was just a back-breaking moment. Now you can tell they look defeated. If they can't even win on the map they're undefeated on, like, nah, it's just done. They're cooked.
Powering through 5.5
The Owl Contenders Purgatory player Calyx. I mean, yeah, not wrong. Literally, that's what he is. Also, they're killing Neko in the spawn. Give the poor guy a break.
The best answer is our own Widow, so they're really forcing the hand, making them play this game. Mistakes if he had his.
I'm reading my economics notes, and I'm already tired of this class. I'm sorry to hear that. When Pine starts getting silly, it's Jover. Yeah, usually that's the case. Yeah, Calyx is like one of the biggest beneficiaries of just like finding himself on these great contenders teams. I don't know how it happened so many times. He played on so many relevant teams and he's somehow forgettable on all of them. Speaking of Calyx, he's dead again. Like, isn't that crazy though? He played on Boston, constantly a scapegoat on Boston. He plays on British Hurricane, very forgettable there. And then he played on like another contenders team after that. I don't even remember which one it was.
4 minutes and counting here for New York to pick up a third point. They're going to have to contest here.
Oh, it was what's it called? They played on Twisted Minds, or he still does. Played on Twisted Minds. Another amazing contenders team.
Punish mistakes. Now Pine has rejoined the fray. He's on the bottom here.
Bro played on Ex Oblivione. Like it's insane. The fortune this guy has run into.
No, he's got all the room in the world to work with, but he has lost his main tank. Still, he'll go ahead and take yours too. That's fine.
And he played on almost every World Cup team for Denmark.
Left with 3 alive, and they decide enough is enough. It's time to back off. Although Pine is still
all but one, which is pretty absurd.
Everyone is backed out, and Pine decides that he's got another one yet in him. They're gonna have to wait for Jonak. Jonak is all the way in the back. He's Zanyana.
Calyx is the king of staying around no matter what. What do you think about NYXL franchise? Love them in the old days, then some questionable decisions. Yep, that is my exact opinion. They were the model of consistency, the model of what an org should be looking to do to be successful for 3 years. And then they decided to make a lot of stupid mistakes. And they made a lot of stupid PR moves and bad roster choices, bad general managers, and that was that. Lost all respect for them after Season 4, to be honest.
Nearly catches somebody out. Doesn't have pulse. Oh, what a shot from Mistakes.
Wow.
What a save. Well, never mind. He died anyway. Neko is gone, but Calyx will get the and Pine just dominating right now.
Pine's mad.
If they choose to go in, Pine's actually very far ahead. He's going to get a lot of pockets. Still, you see his healers behind him. Has to bail out. The Orisa has kind of stifled his freedom here. They're going to have to back out a little bit. They're at full fighting.
Well, I don't think the problem was them dropping players from this team. I think after not making it to the finals 3 seasons in a row, you have to make changes. It's just more so some of the choices they made after that sucked. I think making a rebuild happen was the logical outcome. I just think management did a very poor job of scouting and building teams. And then there's the stuff that happened last offseason, where they were thinking about forcing a marginalized gender team into the league when it was obvious they'd be awful and that it would not benefit the players in any way. I'm glad that fell through, but, like, it's just messed up. They were trying to force that for PR, essentially.
He doesn't miss.
It's going to be the last time Neko peeks a Widow like that.
Well, not the ideal spot here, but Pine will find an angle. Exactly, he knows.
And then there was the crap that happened with Myungbong, how he found out he got released through Twitter. Like, stuff like that is what made me stop respecting them. Also, good job, Neko.
I mean, there is going to be Meko. It's not going to be enough. Boston with 3.
Neko and Meko in the same game is very confusing. Got Namjin Lucio is is this generation's Janice. Okay, so Boston showing life again. They're looking pretty defeated up until point B, but now they're having a stout defense. Only a minute to go. It's doable again. Gamsu's got a bongo. Yeah, I feel bad for Gangnam Jin. It's not his fault. He got done dirty. Lucio jail for 2 years. Insane. He was good on Florida. He was very good on Florida, especially in 2020. Very consistent. Really smart player, too. I loved the way he played.
Missed chance there by Mistakes. That's unfortunate. Now on high, Pine missing it. He's missing 2 shots. Those could have been good opportunities there to remove Neko and start things off strong yet again.
He got robbed at the King Lucio DM, or like Zen maybe. Who knows what he was gonna play. It's wild. I don't know what Coach Moon was cooking, bro. Gangnam Jin Lucio, Neko support, Fleta tank. That is some insane level roster crafting. Bro is cooked.
So they could just go for the preemptive Falcon, lead the way in here.
New York play patiently here. You have ults. Boston don't really have much. Big kill by Pine.
Finds a kill on mistakes. Kelix is close enough to get the res, but right now he's trying to keep his tank alive. Looks like he might find the opening.
Yeah, New York's new colors were good. Oh.
Takes advantage and takes Neko as well.
I mean, I prefer the old colors, but the new aren't bad at all. I think they're pretty clean as well. What New York did with the blue and black is what I wish Boston had. I never liked the yellow.
And now it's Kelix. Yes, he's got the Falcon, but he is alone. There's nobody there. Striker, the last one with Gamsu, trying to hang in, but Gamsu, the focus fire is too good. Neko gonna buy a little bit more time here.
The trans to touch.
This will be enough to turn the tide, but it's not looking good for Boston. It's looking like New York in overtime. Yes,
that's it.
Up a third point.
Janice pops Primal, gets 2 kills off of it. He's gonna beat everyone away.
Janice just bullying them. SBB again, getting out of his seat. That's what you can always see with him. Look at him. He's moving. He's trying to, you know, dap people up. Like, hey, yo, you guys are the GOATs. Actually, such a good teammate. He's talking nonstop. He's getting everybody to look at him. Neko's like, God, this guy has a lot of energy.
8 eliminations, 7 final blows, so he just got out-widowed. It's not necessarily his fault. I don't think he was even expecting.
That's peak Janice, basically, on NYXL. I don't think it gets much better than that, chat. Remember that clip. Remember that clip.
That time to work with, get the job done. 44 kills for New York, 17 for Boston. So Boston, they were
44 kills for New York, 17 for Boston. Well, goddamn. Okay. Time for Boston's final chance. This is it. Neko's playing Lucio. Why is Neko playing Lucio? They're gonna speed to the back. They're gonna get Jonak here. Never mind. They failed miserably. That looked good on paper. That looked really good on paper, but New York were very ready for it, apparently. Not gonna lie, I kind of respected that. They went straight for the backline, but the execution was not there. The peel from New York was immaculate.
They dove that deep, and then Pine's like, oh, no one's coming after me? No problem. I'll hit some shots from a distance. That's kind of what my hero
I mean, mistakes, to be fair, is half to a blade at least.
This is super dangerous because it's Numbani.
AKM could never.
That's 3 pushes for first. And you have to wonder if some pressure starting to mount for Boston. They have to
yeah, Lucio was very situational back then. You'd play him on control, and you'd play him with rush comps, and not even all the time on control, just sometimes. Jonak nearly is trans. Yeah, that guy's a freak.
First kill going New York's way. Jonak finding Neko in all of that mess. And Gamsu decides, well, I need to try and create some space. I need to get in here and have some kind of presence on the point. What does he do? Dies to the hands of Jonak again.
This team was so dominant, so disciplined with their gameplay, so in tune with each other.
To go after Pine. Pine got behind them and
there was no chaos. It was just so organized. It's really sad that they ended up flopping as hard as they did in playoffs. Because they really did have like the best overall team and understanding of team play. They needed to be a little more aggressive. They were a bit on the passive side, but they knew what they were doing, man.
It's the entire team works around his widow.
Yeah, Lucio's playing with Pharmacy. Yep. They do the Lucio Mercy. It's true. I missed that comp. It was fun. I missed the chaos of control back then with the Pharah. I miss when Pharah was like a good pick. And we'd see the duels in the air and whatnot. That's why I appreciate Season 1 a lot. And that's too easy for Pine.
Beautiful. Gonna be able to back off as well.
Oh, almost. If that was charged a bit more.
He is the target of choice. Will they remove him though? In the meantime, Striker and Gamsu are the ones who are coming up with the goods.
That's absolutely huge. They're going to get 2 ticks. They're going to bring Sabiobi back into this mix instead. See if he can get back on the point. They might contest. They've got Jonas about to get on there. No, a little too late.
Not able to make it at times.
8-second grapple is crazy though.
Not gonna happen. No contest. And so Boston Uprising with 3 minutes and a half.
Alex just got fired. Might have been behind. Maybe.
Yeah, so much Widow's played back then. I mean, I didn't mind it because I thought it was pretty entertaining, especially when it's not in like a double sniper shield setup. When it's like this, when it's chaos in the dive and you're still finding picks, I thought it was pretty fun. And you needed to have a very high skill ceiling to make it work. Like, you had to make your shots count. Yeah, let's just casually steal that one from Gamsu.
A couple of dinks right there on the Pine. That helps Kelix get towards his Valkyrie, who just got up.
If the 2019 Titans roster was in 2018 when they had been as dominant, no. I don't think they would have. Because Goats was just, they were just the best Goats team until Shock took over that mantle. They'd still be good, don't get me wrong. Hoxel in a dive meta would have been insane. And Stitch was like okay at Tracer, and Janu was a good diva, but I don't know, the idea of like Slime on Mercy and like Bumper on Monkey, I don't know, man. Like Bumper's Monkey was fine, but it wasn't god tier. Twilight Zen would have been good too. I mean, I think they would have been one of the top teams still. They wouldn't be #1. I think they could still be in like the upper echelon. Just knowing the skill level at this time, they still could have been a very good team, but I don't think they'd ever be at the top. I think they'd have the Diva Foundation, the Genji Foundation, and the Zen Foundation, but they'd be lacking in other places.
That's not even hyperbole. Hands down, that was the best 5 minutes.
Pine is on Genji. Speaking of Genji, a rare Pine Genji. It actually happened a couple times in Season 1, if I remember correctly. Hear me out though, the playoff meta with Stitch, Hoxel, and Hanzo Widow, it could have been pretty good, yeah. But again, Bumper on Orisa?
But instead he's going to choose to just try and keep his teammates alive. Tonak with the trance as well. Has to back Janice up and will get the heals on him, so Janice survives a little while longer.
Did Hoxel ever even play Hanzo? Sometimes, yeah.
Absolutely enormous there. They're gonna bring Janice.
It's funny you bring that up. I was watching. Oh no! With killing both supports, that's a big opening. Boston has 3 minutes. They just got a clean wipe there. What was I gonna say? While doing some workouts, I was watching the Titans Shanghai game and the Stage 3 playoffs, and Hoxel did play a little bit of Hanzo. He got a cool like triple kill or something like that. There was a double, like the storm arrows. It's a small sample size, but pretty good. Also, Boston almost won the map right there. You even demech Mecha, which is big. Oh, that bomb could have been dangerous. Gamsu needs help. He's getting bullied. Oh, forcing trance there early is tough. Pine's going for the blade. Pine gets one. That's tough that Neko had to use trance there. Pine back on Widow. Had enough of that Genji nonsense.
That's why Meko is just purely on cart duty right now.
Okay, I don't know about that one, Striker. Back then, it didn't even feel like a waste to just throw Pulse, because you charged them so fast, no one even blinked an eye when you'd waste Pulse back then.
And so Janice with that solo kill on Mistakes, that really started the ball rolling.
Uh-oh. Why are we buffering? What's going on?
Looking for the perfect remote job? Find your next remote role at remote.
What's going on? Hello? Full screen mode? Thank you. I apologize for that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try that again, shall we?
That's why Meko is just pure.
Okay, this is where we were. That was weird.
New York managed to find the kills that matter. They keep it together. And so Janice with that solo kill on Mistakes.
Janice out like a Twitch e-girl? What?
Let's say though, Pine, whew, spicy.
I'm gonna get an ad blocker, a new one after the stream ends, because the one I've been using, it was slowing my YouTube down. YouTube's trolling me.
Trapezo now Mistakes has to worry about a lot of stuff in front of him. New York has banked a couple of ultimates and are getting there with their tank ults.
Body shot damage boost too easy. So now Boston need to like do a quick dry push here. Like, otherwise you have to just play out of your minds and find a miraculous pick. SBB, oh, but Pine, dude. Neko dead. Gotta get out quick now if you're Boston. You gotta get out quick here. Note had to bomb. In the chaos somehow. Okay, that's crazy they get both supports, but this is... The problem is that Boston didn't really reconvene the way they needed to. So it's very scrappy, and that just favors New York. Yeah. They needed to do a proper regroup there, and they just didn't. These fights never end. Yeah, and that's what was so enjoyable about it. SBB with 2. He's gonna close it out. Captain Clutch. The pulse bomb. There it is. Boston Uprising go down in defeat. Undefeated streak is over. alexyOWL back-to-back stage champions 2018. And this time, unlike the Fusion game, dominant fashion. The confetti rains down. And again, I said this earlier, chat, but fun fact, this game was the most meaningful for New York, in their words, in the entire season. They wanted to beat Boston more than anyone else. This stage championship meant the most to these guys. More than stage 2.
They're plotting for the end game. They have tried out different stuff, came in with a beautiful plan, execution.
And there's Pine. Pine's not wearing any shoes, casually.
Disputed beasts of the league. They are the monsters that you need to hunt, and well, you just can't catch them because they're ripping your head off every time. Unbelievable performance from New York. They are dominant. And well, Boston Uprising, they can feel proud of their performance this stage. Absolutely incredible, the streak that they set out.
It's always the bow and the handshake from the Koreans. I love it. Well, I think Pine almost like falls off the stage here. He like slips and falls off the stage, doesn't he? When does it happen? Pine slips and falls. I know he does.
New York has been the best team in the league.
Thumbs up from Pine. Love it. That's meaningful for Pine too, because he wasn't a part of the stage 2 team because he was taking a break.
Stage 3 champions yet again.
And there's Pine's hat. He found it. And there's Wizard Young, the typical genius.
No one dies at a mercy on that team.
Unbelievable. Well, we're going to hand it over to the boys on the desk. Congratulations to the New York Excel. Let's hear what our analysts have to say about this grand finals.
They're so happy. Okay, we gotta go back. Okay, we gotta go back down here. Sideshow, feel strong, man. This is important. This is an important part of history here. I'm the best tracer in the world. It's Danny. It's a younger Danny. Danny in inaugural season. Feel strong, man.
This stage was the Boston Uprising, and now today on this very stage in the finals you got your revenge when it mattered the most. How does that make you feel?
우리가 약간 힘없이 패배했었는데 우승해서 너무 기분 좋고요. 말하고 싶은 말해도 I'm a best tracer in the world.
Ah, there it is. Classic.
All right. Definitely I don't need to translate the second part.
Best tracer in the world. Love that. Such a great... Oh, there it is. There it is. That's when Pine falls off the stage.
Translate the second part, but the first part...
Oh, he lost his balance. Pine, wear shoes, my guy. This is why you wear shoes.
A dominant performance from you and your team, and yes, you are the best tracer in the world. Now, one last question. Anything you want to say to your fans out there who have been cheering for you?
너무 고맙고요.
2 legendary clips in 30 seconds. Yeah.
Excelsior fans, thank you guys
Beautiful
so much
away
for
jersey. Yeah,
supporting
these
us,
jerseys
and
hit
I love
hard.
you guys.
New York jerseys were clean. I loved New York's color scheme.
Thank you so much.
So good.
What a great final. So let's break down the action over at the desk.
Animo's trim is diabolical. That's so good. I saw, wait. Jake said something. Just curious, ATP. Is there a clip of your reaction to my sign at the 2022 finals? I don't think there's a clip, no. But I did react to it on stream, and it was sick. Everyone remembers. But yeah, chat. That's it. That's the Stage 3 finals in a nutshell, whether we've seen it before or it's been a while. Hope you guys enjoyed being on this journey with me in this match. It's fun to look back on it. It wasn't a close match per se in terms of the score, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. I remember being devastated when Boston lost as bad as they did, because it's never fun to see the same team win over and over again when you're not supporting that team, but still a fun match nonetheless, and this is when New York peaked, and we'd never see them be this good ever again until, like, end of Season 2 when they almost made Grand Finals. Aside from that, though, I'm probably going to do another stream next week. I think I'm going to take a break from OWL, and I'm going to do a World Cup game. Particularly, I'm feeling a 2017 USA versus South Korea World Cup game. That's like one of my favorite matches ever, even though US got their butts handed to them. It's one of my favorite games ever, and it's one of the things that truly got me interested in Overwatch esports. So we're going to take a pit stop from stage playoffs, and then we'll resume after a quick World Cup game. So yeah, that's kind of what's on the agenda for next time. Aside from that, though, I don't really think I have anything else for you guys today. The team introduction vids of alexyOWL were always clean, true. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Appreciate you guys coming in. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace.